What's up guys, Simply Coco here and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another speed build here in The Sims 4. So today, as you can tell by the title, or maybe you can tell by the title because I'm not 100% sure what I'm calling this yet, but we're building kind of like a modern cottage. Um, right now I think I'm building in the world of Newcrest. I may be building in Newcrest, but I just now moved it to Oasis Springs just because the whatever lot I had it on at first was just too big. No, um, I was building it in Windenburg at first because it gave me very cabin, very cottage, very like Tudor, modern Tudor house kind of vibes. So I thought it would look really good in Windenburg, but the lot that I was building it on was just too big, and then there was really no other lot in Windenburg that really suited this build for me. So I ended up moving it to Oasis Springs. Um, yeah, so I started off using these mosquito windows, but then when I realized we had these from Snowy Escape, I use these just because the mosquito ones don't come in a like a huge variety of shapes, and they're like partially opened, or some of them are. So I wanted to use these from Snowy Escape because they had the look that I wanted, and they're also like closed windows. Um, yeah. So like I said, this is a modern cottage, but this is also an 8 sim home. So it's not like a tiny home or anything. Um, I don't, it could be a small home. I'm not sure because I wasn't even like going for that. I wasn't even going for that goal. Like I wasn't trying to make it a small home. But if you have tiny living in your game, you can change it to a tiny home residential and it'll show you how many tiles this home uses. And if it uses like somewhere between like, I don't know, 64 and 100, it's a small home. So you could, if it has 100 tiles or less, you could get some benefits from moving your Sims into this home. Um, Speaking of moving your Sims in, a lot of you have been asking for some builds to be put up on the gallery. I say this a lot, but the only reason I don't put them on the gallery as soon as I'm done building them, or as soon as I post a speed build, is because I'm using Twisted Mexi's Better Build By mod, and with that mod you have to uninstall it before you put something on the gallery, or it's going to count it as custom content, and you have to get out of the game and you have to turn it off, and in order for it to be turned off you have to get out of the game, and then get back on the game, and then whenever I want the mod turned back on, then I have to get back out of the game. I have to turn it on in game, get back out of the game for it to register, and then get back on. So it's just a lot. So what I do, and I've explained this before, but what I do is I just record and release videos, here and there, and then one day when I have time, I just go and do a big gallery dump and put everything that's not on the gallery on the gallery. And if I don't do that today, I will be doing that soon because I need to get it done because, like I said, a lot of you have been asking for certain builds. So look for this build and a whole bunch of others to be on the gallery soon. But yeah, like I was saying, this house is for 8 Sims. One of them is a dog or a cat. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want it to be, but it's a 3-bedroom home, and there's 2 parents, so there's a double room there's a double bed in the master room, there's a bunk bed in the kids room, and those are 2 boys, and then there's a girls room that actually sleeps 3 girls. So yeah, 8 Sims, 3 there's 7 like people Sims, if that makes sense, and then a cat or a dog. So yeah, and then I am building from reference. I probably will forget to put the reference photo up, or I won't be able to find it, either or, I don't know. But in the reference photo, they had all of these like planter boxes and stuff out front. So I really wanted that to come through because I really like that aesthetic. I don't necessarily think that the family that lives here, or the mom or whoever, it doesn't have to be the mom, but I don't think there's anyone in this household that's just like obsessed with gardening. I just think, you know, I don't think they make their money by planting flowers and fruits and vegetables and stuff and selling them. I think it's just, you know, the mom or the dad's like little side hobby. They like their yard to look nice. They like plants to them, you know, they like plants, but it's not like what they do to make money. They just like plants. They're not, you know, they're not plant lovers or anything to the point to where the house is full of them or anything like that. But yeah, so I tried to do a little bit something different with the landscaping this time. Obviously, because I'm using planter boxes that have plants in them, and then I'm adding like some dead grass, some small grass that is in the debug or live edit menu that I don't use a lot, and I'm just kind of sticking them under those boxes just to act as if like grass is growing out from underneath them. I use terrain tools differently than I usually do, just to kind of blend it into this area since Oasis Spring is very like deserty. Um, this is a shed, so it's not a garage, it's just a shed. I will put two cars in front of this, but two debug cars because we don't have cars, obviously. But I will put two cars in front of this, but they can't go in there. Um, it's big enough to fit one car, but there's just like not a proper like car entrance. But that I think the shed is one of the last things I furnish, but I do actually, you know, put stuff in there for your Sims to do. Not a lot. Excuse me. And then I'm just making, you know how it's really trendy nowadays to have like some gravel, some gravel somewhere, and then there's like plants growing out of the gravel. You see it a lot in like modern homes and stuff. It's like a trend nowadays. Um, and so I decided to do that here, but it took me a long time, so I cut it out. And then I kind of there was one grassy part right next to like the stepping stools that I not stepping stools, the stepping stones that I put, which are actually rugs from Get Together. But there was just a patch of grass to the right of those steps. So what I did there was just kind of put a lot of debug grass and debug plants and stuff just to make it look kind of like overgrown just right there in that area, as if like the dad or the gardener or whoever hasn't come and mowed yet, mowed the lawn. And then I tried something different here in the kitchen because whatever reference I was looking at, they did have some like interior photos of the place. So I tried to kind of like mimic that a little bit. And so I'm using two different color cabinets, both from Dream Home Decorator, but just in a different color swatch. So the cabinets are actually like one of the more modern cabinets, and then the counters are like we got two different kitchens with Dream Home Decorator, and the counters are from one of those kitchens, and the cabinets is from the other. That's all I was trying to say. That and the fact that I use the white swatch on the cabinets and the more wood tone swatch. And then we have the dining room over here using the table by Hey Harry that came with the 25th anniversary of The Sims update. Same with those chairs. The interior of this home was really difficult for me. Like, obviously, it doesn't seem like it for you because it's sped up footage, but it took me a long time to kind of like know what I wanted to go for. What helps me is having a color scheme, and when I go into a build not having a color scheme, it makes it really hard. But just kind of as I was building, I found this kind of like blue and yellow kind of color scheme, so that's what I went with, and that made it a little bit easier. But I did still kind of struggle just with the fact of like what objects to use and not using the same objects I always use. And I've definitely done this color scheme before, but at the time I wasn't really thinking about that. I was like, okay, I just need to get this build done because the exterior of this build took a long time as well, which is why there's going to be like there's going to be a few cuts throughout this video that might seem abrupt just because like I had to it was too long. This is a one-story house. I mean, yeah, it's 3 bedrooms, but this is like a 21-ish minute video, and it really shouldn't be that long. But I don't know. It was just something about this build that I kind of struggled with. Um, since I did say this was going to be called like a modern cottage or something like that, I just wanted to say, not that it matters, but I just wanted to say that I did build this before the trailer of Cottage Living came out. So I'm not necessarily building this as part of like the Cottage Living hype. I had already built this before that pack was announced, and it just so like when I went into building this, I wasn't even necessarily thinking, okay, this is going to be a cottage. It just gave me that vibe, you know. But yeah, so as you can see, we've spent a lot of time here in this kitchen slash living room area, and I really could have cut a lot of this out. So that's what I was saying. I was just like really struggling with what to use, and not doing, you know, the stuff that I always do, which like that bookcase. I never used that bookcase, but I kind of liked it in this space, especially since there are so many Sims living here. You know, you can get to the books at the bottom, in the middle, at the top. You know, everyone can reach the books and all of that. Um, I didn't decide that this house was going to be for 8 Sims until I got to the very last bedroom, which was the girls' bedroom. So, really I don't know if there's enough places to sit. Like I don't know, like, if with the new sectional couches, is each piece, can only one sim sit on each piece? Because if that's the case, if only one sim can sit on each piece of the couch, then that couch can seat one, two, three, 4 sims, and then there's another chair in there. So that living room area can only seat 5 sims at a time, um, which I didn't think that through. But I guess if they have company or anything, they could pull up chairs from the dining table or the bar stools that's right behind the couch or something like that. Um, and I think I placed some ottomans somewhere, not in here, but maybe in the hallway that they could grab. I don't know. Sorry if you can hear like a plastic bag from the grocery store. I think the cat is in one. He loves like playing around in the plastic bags. Um, And for some reason in this build, I went really clutter heavy, even before I decided this was going to be an 8 sim family home. Because with it being an 8 sim family home, it would be really cluttered, and there would be, you know, storage bins and stuff of that, you know, stuff like that everywhere. But even before that, I had decided to just like really put clutter everywhere that I, you know, could put clutter. So oh, excuse me. I don't know where this yawn's coming from. I'm not all that sleepy. I mean, I am sleepy because the dogs, the puppies, if you didn't know, baby Daisy had some puppies, and they have been. Daisy's not completely potty trained, so she'll use the bathroom in the bedroom, and then she'll go number 2. Let's just say that, and then the puppies will walk in it, and they'll track it all over the bedroom, and then I wake up and it's like crusted to the floor, and I have to get down on my hands and knees and scrub it and clean as if I'm practicing for a production of Annie and doing It's a Hard Not Life. And I was like, I'm not doing that again, because one day I spent like 3 or 4 hours cleaning it, and yes, that long. And I was like, I'm not doing that again. So they're now sleeping in a crate in the bedroom, like at the foot of the bed. But and they're fine. You know, when I first put them in there, they're fine and they go right to sleep and they're good. But periodically through the night, if one of them wakes up, they will want to come out of the crate. So they scream and howl and do all of this. And it wakes me up, because when I'm a very light sleeper, like when we first got Denim and he was a puppy, I was a light sleeper because I was worried he was going to get into something. And then we got Jeans, which is the cat, and you know, Denim had never experienced a cat before, so the cat had to sleep in like a box next to me on the bed, and I was up all night making sure the cat was okay, and that the dog wasn't getting to the cat. And then we got Daisy, and she was a puppy, so I was a light sleeper trying to like hold her and make sure she was okay. And now we have 5 puppies running around, so I'm always like, I don't go to sleep very heavily because I'm worried about the puppies and making sure they're okay. So when they start screaming, I wake up instantly, and I have to sit up and turn my phone's flashlight on and let them bite at my finger a little bit. And eventually they'll just lay back down and go to sleep, and then I can lay back down. It's a lot. you probably don't care about any of that, but this is a 20-minute speed build, and and I've said this in several speed builds before. I'm not the type of simmer on YouTube that does speed builds is gonna sit here and say, now I'm placing this object, and now I'm placing that object, and here I'm placing this object from this pack. I find that to be unnecessary. I do watch some simmers, some EA game changers that do that. I'm not gonna name any names, but I do watch some that they do that. They'll say, now I'm placing this, and here I'm placing this, and I'm placing this from this pack, and I'm just not the person that's gonna do that, because I'm on. I think like, well, you see me placing it. You're literally watching this speed build, so you're literally looking at me doing what I'm doing. So I don't have to say, oh, here, now I'm doing this. Unless it's like an object from like an obscure pack. Like if I'm using something from My First Pet stuff, or Batu, or something that something from a pack that a lot of people don't have, then I'll say, oh, by the way, this is from this pack. Or if I run out of stuff to say, then I'll point out, now I'm placing this from this pack. But or if there's like an object from Get Together that a lot of people don't know about, then I'll say, oh, by the way, that's from Get Together, something like that. But anyway, this is the master bedroom, so this is the parents' room. It's pretty much done. I talked all the way through it, but sticking with that yellow in there. They also have an ensuite, but I didn't furnish any of the bathrooms in this video, and I actually don't think I furnished them at all. So before this build is up on the gallery, I have to go and finish the bathrooms. There might be a few builds like that, but I'm not gonna go back and finish the bathrooms for all of them. So if there's a build you want and it's not on the gallery, after, like, I may do this today, I may put them on the gallery today, but if not today, then tomorrow. But whenever I do it, if there's still one missing, it's because I haven't finished the bathrooms. And I may even upload some with unfinished bathrooms, and you'll have to furnish them. So sorry about that. But yeah, this is the boys' room. Later on, I thought about it. I was like, so far I've done 2 builds with bunk beds in it, and they were both for like a set of like boy kids. And I was like, I should have made this for girls. I should have made this a girls' room, but I was like, it's too late. I'm already done. I'm on my last room. So yeah, this is the boys' room. I love this swatch on the bed. One of them I figured could be into soccer and sports, and the other one I figured could be into skateboarding. I wonder why skateboarding isn't a thing in the game. I imagine it could be done just like bicycles. Like if kids can't ride bikes in The Sims 4, give them something else. So like they could have skateboards or something. Maybe that would be hard to animate, but I don't know. If they can animate a sim, pedaling a bike, surely they can animate a sim just standing on a skateboard and the skateboard rolling away. But yeah, that was the kids' room. As far I know, I just gave them a small storyline. One likes sports and one likes skateboarding. But other than that, I didn't really think too much of this family storyline, other than the fact that they're a big 8-sim family. 8-sim, the 8th sim being a dog or a cat, but still. So this is the girls' room. So I just wanted to take advantage of the fact that we can now clip double beds under bunk beds or under loft beds, whatever you want to call them, when they don't have another bed underneath them. So I was like, let's make this room for 3 girls. I mean, it's a really small room and it would get really cramped, especially for 3 teenage girls. I imagine the girls that sleep in the I imagine the 2 girls that sleep in the double bed are probably teenagers, and then a kid girl sleeps in the top bunk. So even though one of them's a kid and the other 2 are teens, I imagine all 3 of them always argue, and it's just a mess. And the 2 teenagers are always wearing each other's clothes, and it's just a mess in this bedroom. But I wanted to do something different, because I always do stuff that's realistic and the regular schmegular old like suburban family and stuff. So I thought I would just mix it up a little bit. And I've never done a proper 8-sim home. I did once. It was like a, it was when we got the Spanish update, the Spanish Heritage Month update, and I did a 8 sim tiny home, I believe. Um, yeah, go check that out in my speed builds playlist if you're interested in that. But yeah, I just wanted to do something different. So they'd be really cramped in this room, but it is what it is. And I didn't think of anyone's like interest in this room. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I did. We put some twinkling lights, some butterflies and stuff. But I didn't really think of anyone's storyline. I just furnished it for a bunch of girls. And then we have this desk area. There was some footage. I cut it out, obviously, but there was some footage where I was going to put laundry right here. Um, but I don't know. I decided against it. I don't remember why. I think it was because I love building, sorry, I can't speak. I love building for realism. So like I like things to be realistic. So that door right there leads into the girls' room. So my thought process behind it was, okay, if I put the washer and dryer right there, if the girls are like sleep on a Saturday morning and the mom goes to do laundry, it'd be right there on the outside of their door. So it'd be loud and it would wake them up and stuff. That's what I was thinking. And then it's also touching the wall of the parents' room. So I don't know. I guess that's like realistic because in one of my aunt's house, aunt, whatever you call it, whatever you want to say, she had their washer and dryer is upstairs, like in the middle of the hallway, and it's touching like one, like two, like not, no, it's touching, it shares a wall with one of the bedrooms up there. And I mean, it's from what I know, it doesn't bother anyone, but anyway, you did see me do the shed really quickly. Sorry that I talked over it, but the only thing I put in there, I put the flower arranging station. Again, no one's a like proper gardener that lives here. They're not obsessed with plants or anything, but I imagine since they did have a whole bunch of plants and stuff out front, that a flower arranging station just made sense. I put a woodworking table for the dad. And I put a candle making station. I don't really know why, but I put a candle making station. Maybe that's a hobby for the mom. I put some sprinklers out front. What else did I put in the shed? I put a boxing thing. What do you call it? A punching bag? Yeah, I put a punching bag in there, two bicycles, and I think that's it. And the rest of the stuff that's in there is just like garage clutter. But now we're doing the backyard. I put some seating, a grill, hot tub, some more planter boxes, and then this monkey bars for the kids. And that's it, guys. The screenshots are about to start rolling, so thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll always respond to your comments. And please hit that notification bell. That way you know exactly when I post my next video, exactly when I post it, and I will see you all then. Bye, guys.